The Intel Extreme Masters is in Shanghai. It's in town. If you're not here, well, you might just be missing the big show. We're heading over to ChinaJoy, but not just yet before we determine what teams will be making their way there. Virtus.pro just having 2-0'd 5 power. We're now going to be moving on to Grayhound and Gambit. And of course, I can't do this alone. I mean, I probably could. I don't think I could, actually. But to my right, I do have Blay and Pimp. Guys, we had just a hell of a matchup there, one that really got turned on its head real quick and kind of got out of control for all intents and purposes. But I guess right away, what are some of the thoughts that you have here, Pimp?
I feel like we're in the same situation right now with Gambit, whereas it could potentially be a dangerous one where Gambit could be Virtus.pro in that sense. They could be the ones going up against the underdog team in terms of Grayhound and potentially mess it up, basically. There's no doubt that Gambit is the favorites going into this matchup. They have the players, they have the calibers, they have the experience to be able to win a game like this, and it is one of the predetermined favorites before going into this tournament, but they didn't look good yesterday. They look absolutely horrible, to be honest, maybe the worst of all the teams. So they have to turn it around today. They have to play better, and unless we're going to see one of the same scenarios we just saw with Repeat, where one of the big favorites are about to go out before it's even begun.
Yeah, I mean, you don't ever really want to see that if you're a VP fan. It's kind of a rough scenario all around. But I guess, Blay, I can kind of direct this question a little bit more in your direction. Is that really a comparison that is a fair comparison to make, so to say?
I guess you can kind of, right? Like if you look at the way Gambit played yesterday, sure they lost 16, 13 or 11 or something of that nature. 16-12, I do believe it was, and they should have lost that game. I kind of agree with Pim that they looked the weakest yesterday, considering they're one of the favorites coming to this matchup, right? But here's the thing, VP. They had a very tight affair against 5 power. It should have not gone to overtime. It shouldn't have been 16-14. And this match was going to be rough because here's the thing. Gambit, while they are looking a little shaky, are looking pretty shaky right now, Grayhound, on the other hand, are a much better team than the likes of 5 power, for example. They are, in my opinion, the best Australian team, aside from Renegades, obviously. And
is it really Australian, though, anymore? What do you think, or is that really Australian?
No, I wouldn't. Renegades to me is North American now with Australian flair. More so than anything.
Okay. Well, fairly enough. This is a best of 3, and we're going to go ahead and start flying these bad boys in here. And, well, for all intents and purposes, I think this one's going to have to probably be Dust2, Overpass, and Cash, dare I say? Is that where this is going?
Overpass, I think it might go to Inferno. Oh, Inferno getting banned.
Inferno getting banned out. Yeah.
Okay, you know what? Here's what's a little worrying for me. Greyhound's permaban is usually Train. They shouldn't have banned Train because Train's a map which Gambit are horrendous on right now. It's going to be Cash, which makes no sense. Gambit are horrendous on Train, and allowing Gambit to pick Overpass, it's kind of like it feels like they're playing a little scared. Because here's the thing: Greyhound have a 14-1 record on Overpass. It's probably one of the best maps. Right? They could have probably picked it on their own. They could probably banned it out, take away Gambit's better maps, and played on a map which they're more comfortable with. Like they could have probably gone for Mirage, for example, early on. They could have messed around with that. So I think Greyhound are playing a little too scared at the moment. So hopefully that's something that shouldn't be a problem for there. I don't know what do you think about it, Pimp.
It shouldn't be a huge problem, right, Pimp? I mean, in all intents and purposes, in a best of 3, both these teams could come out swinging. I have to pull in the favor of Richard Stacy. This man has captivated my heart. I'm just going to throw it out there.
Just your heart, or other parts of your body as well, maybe?
How about this? 3, 2, 1, who do you got?
Gambit is going to win the one because of the experience. I think they have the better players, and
gotta go.
Gratisfaction, and his men are going to win it.
Oh, my goodness.
Grayhound.
I can't get no Gratisfaction. It's going to be Grayhound versus Gambit here in our second elimination best of 3 of the day. And, of course, the new duo that will be taking the reins here will be none other than Matthew Trivett, Chad Burchill.
Dynamic duo.
So Henry and I have Henry G and Chatty B.
Henry G and Chatty B?
We could have Chatty B and Matty T.
But you can't have all 3.
Well, we could do a tricast.
Whoa, it would be like the room on Fire Days.
Rolling back the years.
Rolling them back. Dexter, 74 HP, takes early damage, so too does Mo, but this is going to be a B hit. Holding inside of the tunnels. We've yet to see Nuke you and I in this event, so another new map for us to get casted, as it's already going to be bombed through the tunnel. But watch for Hobbit. He's got the back lines gone already. Traded out, though, Mirbat Box. Doge is able to rotate in. Good positions from the CTs. Not putting any contest towards long because they had information early enough. It's Dexter on a late rotation as well. So the bomb gets toward default. They'll hold up for the retake, but they've got a kit for Doge, so this is actually fine and by design.
No nades to work with, though, so they need to hit some shots. Caster's going to peek and swing as soon as that window contact's taken, but Dick Stacy is going to find a big kill and a second one to follow, and now Urcast picks, and that's the round for Grayhound.
That looks so good for Gambit until the trades.
Well, there's nothing you can do when the big dick comes your way. swings on through the doors and grabs 2 kills. Going to block that corridor map.
Is that what it's going to do? Well, either way, bomb down. Grayhound dominates the post plant. Again, B, we talked about that. Difficult to retake. They had a decoy, not a flash. Flash even might have gotten them through if they went with speed, but it'll be Gambit that have to worry about playing from the bottom side of this. And again, a team yesterday that got upset early. Good double nade.
Hadouken!
Doja with a nade. Reference game.
They're going to retrieve the AK and get a kill. Put us up to a 4-on-4 scenario here and throw out some nades of their own. Smart play there by Dexter to hide the UMP. But the flash will come in. Holding down the trigger will find one. And the second completely blind. Too easy for Dexter there.
Doja.
Pathological map.
Watch for Malta playing off the site. And Dust2 kind of almost looks a bit like Malta.
That's what I was thinking.
I was thinking, you've been?
Yeah.
I've not, but this is the impression that I get.
It's the
So
impression
this is his
that
home
I
turf,
get.
okay? This is his home turf.
Okay.
Doja against 4.
Do you know who else is from Malta?
Who?
OJ.
Borge.
Yeah, he's got family there.
Oh, okay, hang on. He's from Birmingham.
No, well, you talk to him about it. He'll tell you.
Sorry, let me say that again as a
he's
Canadian. He's from Birmingham.
Oh, man. Isn't it funny the way Americans say things?
Northamptonshire.
How hard their R's are. It's not so good.
Whoa, hang on. I don't want to talk about hard R's.
No,
Chad.
I'm like when they say like soccer,
Oh, okay.
like things like that.
Yeah, just checking on that one.
I just got an ice cream delivery, so I'm gonna munch away as this round transpires.
How did you get an ice? Was that Uber Eats?
Yeah,
They don't even have that here.
Yeah, Declan's our private Uber Eats service.
Declan, get on it. I'd like some creme brulee. Doji's actually going to save a P250. Fair enough. He knows there's some SMGs in play, and as such, does not want to, unfortunately. Oh, he got that UMP. He jumped up and pressed the E key, so he actually got it. He figured it out. I was going to say he didn't want to give away the kills, but he was all obviously walking around long looking for the gun that was lost. He jumped up and figured it out. So you said Dexter made a good play. Doja is always smarter. Always. How's the ice cream?
Really good. I'm just worried about brain freeze.
It's hard to freeze what you don't have, Chad.
Oh. No, there's a hollow space in my chest, not my head. Scout of Grat, trained on middle. Won't see anything cross as the smoke is used to shroud Gambit's approach towards the B bomb site, and it will be a B play. Malta leading the charge on the way in, UMP in hand. He's going to get dinked on up by his teammate Dick Stacey, but the kill will follow. Urcast with the P250, close range 2 of his own. Headshots all around as 4 kills have been found, all to the dome. Adren and Mo completely locked out of the scenario. Will try their luck. This one is done and dusted, and the first gun round is where we will turn our attention momentarily. Now, when you have Hobbit and Mo on your team, there is potential for the double AWP. Dren can pick it up as well, but Gambit as a Dust2 squad, and normally a team who likes to play quite reserved on their CT sides, more passive, taking the duels from long range, don't feel as explosive, don't feel as disruptive, which could give Grayhound a lot of room to move and have some nice executes. But I think one of the things that Grayhound do well is move around the map together, trade off each other, have good synergy and chemistry, which doesn't necessarily lead itself to a hugely tactical style of play. Bomb will go off.
Bomb will. We get the 3-0 scoreline. It's taken us a bit of time to get there, given that last round Doja was running around looking for a gun. The first round was post-plant situation. This one draws out to an explosion, so we've had a slow start to it, but Grayhound won't be complaining at all. Gambit needs to get rolling immediately in this best of 3. They do have phenomenal jerseys.
The Gambit ones?
Yeah, no, the Grayhound.
Yeah, they're really going for that party boy look.
Well, if they don't win this game, they'll have lots of time to party.
That's true, and if they do win this game, they won't be playing until ChinaJoy tomorrow, so they have the evening off. No more games for them. Mo, in transition, will find the kill onto Grat, who was caught lingering in T-spawn, so the opening kill will quickly trickle on over into Gambit's favor, and now the 4-on-5 situation can just be played from a very base perspective. Mid is quite free of any CT presence right now, but that isn't to be known, and as I say that, the rotation will come in from Adren, who is playing that swing position. Dozier anchoring long. Mo, the AWP player from the mid-long position. Hobbit and Mia playing in the B site. The most important point of contact here is most likely going to be Mia.
Absolutely. He's got off-site. Has to play this. Needs Hobbit to work with him. Hobbit now hears the attention, and it's a back turn. He'll take it immediately. Catches them as well, throwing an 8, so Urkist goes down. Mir with 2. Hobbit didn't get anything else for it, though, so Dexter still gets in the site, but he's the last alive, and Mo catches him in the cross with the AWP. Guns will be the difference. Gambit finding their first round. On the opposing side, I try and look for the money, Chad.
Yeah, not enough to buy. Not enough to get a full buy. So, with that in mind, they're going to buy anyway.
Well, they'll do it. Why not? It's not a full buy, but it is still gratisfaction on the AWP.
I was actually looking at the wrong money then. I looked at the CT money and I was like, they don't have enough. That's why they have 2 UMPs. But the AK is across the board for Grayhound. As you mentioned, Grat on the AWP. He is the New Zealander of the squad. And Urkast is from Mongolia.
I heard New Zealanders are superior to Aussies.
Did you hear that from a New Zealander?
No, I heard it from Scotty McLaughlin after he dominated in V8 Supercar.
Yeah, well, they're pretty
He's not
deluded
really
over on that island. They do some weird things with sheep down there.
Shane Van Gisbergen. Do they?
Yeah.
I heard they shave them a lot.
Yeah, lots of shearing.
That is a bit odd. At least they don't skin them.
Smoke's going to come in any second, and Grat's going to be pushed away, but he's going to get hungry, angry.
Ooh, he knows the angle. Yeah, he's obviously going to pull the trigger.
But that's enough to keep them on notice and at least scare them into using a little bit more utility. Dozier in this position, he has no problem going aggressive, something that I've noted from watching Gambit play. Goes for information, and a good long anchor will do exactly that. Not necessarily the position we see in-game leaders in, but it's over back to Adren, isn't it?
That's a question for another time. I think it is Adren again.
It could. It
No,
swings
you know
and
what? No,
roundabouts.
I think it is
it's back to
Dozier
Dozier
currently.
again,
No,
yeah.
I think it's back to Dozier currently. I think actually we discussed this the other night.
It's like a hot potato. Nobody wants it. Just pass it around. I guess with Blade now, there's going to be a lot of
Everyone
teething
wants the
issues.
hot potato. No, wait, that's the
Hot
party
potato's
gift.
bad.
Yeah, the hot
Yeah.
potato knocks you out of the game. You want the gift.
Yeah, that's pass the parcel.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Gratisfaction. He's going to pass on the AWP bullets. That was a terrible segue, which Captain Mo knows all about. Dick Stacy tries to get through, but Hobbit holds off with a UMP. Urkist finds him in return, but Adrenaline appears through the smoke. That's all too easy. Gifted is Gratisfaction, and Dexter are standing in the same line. And bullets do travel, in fact, in straight lines. Malta.
For the Earth's curved map.
They still travel in straight lines until gravity acts against the force.
Which of Newton's law is that?
Which is which?
I don't know. I'm just.
Newton's law? The first is that no two objects can occupy the same space. That's the first rule of physics. Is that Newton?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I didn't really pay
We
attention.
sound really dumb sometimes.
I didn't
like
pay
someone
attention in
listening is probably like,
science.
oh my God. Like that show, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? We'd fail that.
I'm definitely not smarter than a 5th grader. All right, eco now for Grayhound. Go for a long play here. Out the doors he tries to pop. Molotov will keep him honest, keep him at bay, and push him away. Oh, lots of damage onto Mo. Into middle, he's going to get tagged down to 7 points of health, and Dexter with the deagle onto Mir. So not only was there damage done to the AWP player of Gambit, but a kill was found as well. Dexter will fall at the hands of the orb, and it continues to wreak havoc around the middle section of the map. Another kill, so this is not a terrible eco by any means from Gambit. Grat doesn't expect the player aggressive on Cat, and Adren will whiff, whiff, whiff. That would have been better if I made a dog reference before, but the bomb is going to get planted. That's a freebie. That one's going down. Greyhound are going to be happy with that, as now around middle, Grat lurks. He just saw the top of Adren's head, or Dozier's head even, but was unable to react quick enough. Now, Big Dick Stacy, the man.
I like how you just have to throw big in there every time.
Well,
What if
needs
he's
to
Little Dick
officially
Stacy?
change it.
Oh, he's fully blind. That's what he is. Oh, what? What? Okay, Dick Stacy. I take it back. He does have a big dick.
He's swinging
That
it as
was
well.
pretty ridiculous. Still not enough to win them the round, but my God, it could have been. Somehow gets his vision back. Just turns. Perfect precision. and then runs down the second one like a bulldozer.
You have to be happy with the plan and all those kills. You've kept the economy, Gambit, very honest there. We'll be able to get 2 AWPs up. It will be the double AWP setup on Hobbit and Mo. Hobbit will be playing his over towards the B-bomb site. Mo will most likely use his over towards the car position. It appears that Mo wants to go mid early for a pick. So 2 AWPs over towards the B side of the map. Malta with a very quick cat play in Australia. We call that biffing mid. A bit of a biff is a tussle, a fight.
I know all about those.
And look how far Malta is. They don't even expect this. He's already creeped all the way out onto the A-bomb site, Matt. There's a minute 30 seconds left on the clock. He has all this information. He has all this room. All he has to do is hit the shot, and he's whiffed. He's given away a spot, but the kill comes in. Adren goes down, and now A is open for business. The rest of Grayhound Gaming need to make their way swiftly over, get the bomb down, and set up post-plant positions. With Grat and Dick Stacey at top of mid, the transition from B is very difficult, and Mo has just felt that firsthand. And the kills continue to come in. Grat lights up the scoreboard. Mia goes down at mid doors, and now Dozier, isolated at long, runs into Mr. Dick Stacey.
Sex God versus Dick Stacey. 7 rounds done, and they're split as evenly as you can. 4-3 in favor of Grayhound, but they have a slightly bigger advantage when you consider the fortunes of money.
What does a Greyhound's bark sound like?
Don't know. I've never actually noted that. They're very quick, though. They're fast dogs. So pistols only for Gambit to work with. Grayhound have the AWP and 4 AKs, as well as a full arsenal of grenades. Dozier and Dren, they'll work together behind the doorway. In fact, good chance they could even consider a boost. Well, I can't now. Smoke's dissipated, but they could have.
It's important to note that the reason they've won 3 on the trot and then had to eco after dropping 1 round is due to the penetration that Dick Stacey had on that B bomb site on that eco round. Getting the bomb down, getting 2 big kills, forcing a 3-on-1 into a 1v1. Oh, great flash pops out. 2 kills for Urcast, and unable to respond is Hobbit on the right. Will be tickled, gives away his position, and now Urcast should finish him off with these. Another kill. Start padding.
Mo has to go aggressive. Manages at least to get Dexter back, so gun picked up. AK-47, they'll go hunting for him naturally. You'd expect, in fact, it'll be exactly that. Gratification plants the bomb, but watch over toward B, where Dick Stacey is on the move. Detective Dick Stacey.
Solves another case. And posts another round.
A case of what?
Well, he's a solving mystery. Doesn't he get given cases? Don't people come up and...
Yeah, but I mean, he's a detective, or a PI.
They're dressed like a little bit like... oh, what's that character that Jim Carrey plays?
Mask?
No. Jim Carrey plays
Ace
a character.
Ventura?
Yes.
Pet detective.
Yeah.
Laces out. Die,
Oh,
Dan.
I like this. This is an old NIP-esque strategy.
Yeah, but
Straight
watch
out
out,
the
Mo.
mid doors. It doesn't matter. He's not going to expect that. Flush comes in. Kill comes out, and the mid to B is on.
Oh, he was looking above it. You're right. He had no idea. He's gone. Mid to B, indeed. And Malta throws a Molotov through the flames. Hobbit's got to be so careful in this position. Mir's got to be perfect, because if they get through the window, he's a sitting duck. Finds the first one. Good play from Mir. And allows Adren to also get back out from middle. And Mir does all the work. Hobbit goes down, but he's still alive in the back of the site and can look toward Gratisfaction, who will get out toward the Mercedes. Blinded. Mir looks for the peak, hoping that the utility would give him the chance, but he couldn't go far enough. They went the opposite direction. Behind the box. That gives Gratisfaction, hang on, a chance in it. He's still not down despite being tagged further, but finally he will be found by Adren.
That opening kill was fantastic from Greyhound. The fact of the matter was they were doing the 3-man stack towards that side of the map, which meant they were stifled on the way through. Adren doing a lot of damage, and Mia, fantastic stuff from the back of the bomb site here, just able to destroy that push through the window. Grab another one over towards Dark, and your B split is no more. We are seeing the buy come in again from Greyhound. Going up the 4 AKs and the AWP. And it is going to be a long play from Grat with the AWP. Is he going to get anything done? Molotov will land on the feet. Stands, and Dozier picks too soon as Grat opens up the account in round number 10. Continuing to be potent with the big green. As now it appears that Greyhound want to grab some cat control and try and collapse onto that A bomb site. Posturing in middle, mid to B smoke comes out. Hubbard wants to block it.
Yes.
Headbutts it away and gives himself a nice, big, juicy gap there.
Awareness.
That
It's a heads-up
information, yeah.
Away. Flash out, Mo still lands the shot on Dick Stacy, despite that he has to concede and fall back down the lane. That brings Hobbit out from CT, but Adren's already rotated back out into the reverse direction from long with the rifle. Head spotted by Hobbit. Looks elsewhere, though, because it's not available to him. Malta was, now Dexter is. It's all on Urgast. He's got bomb to work with, so a chance, a slim one, but a chance, given the position. Smoke won't let him go much further than where he is now at the barrels. He sees two. Headshots don't land, and Mo gets the AWP to make it a tie game at 5-5.
I really don't like that approach from Grayhound. They had so much utility to do a set piece onto the side. Instead, they just went for the pop flash, hoped that they blind up all possible positions towards that A-bomb site. Mo delivers while blind, that you can't account for, but with the utility, you can definitely give yourself a more of a generous approach, one that could be a little bit more advantageous, a little bit less misc, less randy. And Hobbit from that position gets a lot done. That's a nice 2 big kills from the Hobdog. This may be one of the last gun rounds we'll see from Grayhound if they're unable to convert here. The plants have been good and the ult will come out. Mo picking again. Dexter pops up. Pop goes the Weasel. And there's no chance for any form of respite.
Oh, that's exactly respite. Faction going suicide, catches Mo pushing out aggressively. This also gives access from the lower tunnels where Urkist is right now. So Doja has to back away toward the ramp on A. Adren will do the same. This concedes long entirely, knowing that there's a mid presence. They want to put pressure onto it. And it is indeed going to go on to Catwalk. This is an interesting setup. 2 players. Oh, his head shows, but Adren wins it. If they overcommit, there's going to be 2 there. That's all too easy. They expected no one else was going to be in that position, given that they was so far forward. Gap in the smoke, but Faction already with 1. Doesn't know Doja's still up above, and it's 6-5.
I think the reason that Mo was strafing back in the mid doors like that was he wasn't expecting an AWP to be up. They just won 2 rounds in a row, maybe expecting the bank balance of Grayhound not to be flourishing enough to pick up the scoped weapon of choice for Mr. Grat. Tat. And now falling into the hands of the Kazakhstani-Russian mix of Gambit esports, 2 AWPs of their own. We did see a pistol round from Grayhound, a pistol upgrade round. Have a lot of success early when players decided to overextend. And again, Mo with the opening onto Dexter, falling twice in a row to the big man. It's going to be a mid play. Flash comes out, through the doors they pounce.
He's gone.
Mir's in a really good chance though to exchange. They should drop back. Don't even worry about getting that gun. Just get the hell out of there and go to another zone. Try and collapse on another player. It's very enticing to go back to long now, assuming you've drawn that rotation and you're likely to isolate 1 player. The issue is the weaponry, not fantastic. 2 Deagles is great, but Dick Stacy's over towards Cat, so Urkast is the man going to have to take the duel towards the site. That's if they can dispatch of Dozier playing an off angle right now, and that's 1 for him. Going to follow it up.
Oh, that's 3. As soon as he hit the second one, it was quite clear Faction was already damaged. Adren takes down Dick Stacy, so it's all Gambit in the last 4 rounds. Only 1 bomb plant in that time as well. Still, though, they'll be able to buy on the Grayhound side of things. Look at Blade. We talked about it yesterday, coming over back into a coaching role since the first time, for the first time since 2014 when he coached Hellraisers into a legendary position.
Yeah, it's weird that it did take him so long to get back to this, and I understand.
I think it just...
I get it. I understand why people want to continue to play. It's much more fun to play than it is to coach.
But we all started as players.
Okay, this is good trades onto long. This is a better start in the round for Grayhound, giving themselves the 4-on-5. They just can't lose any players in transition as that AWP's going to continue to swing. And Dozier will get taken down, and this is a very impactful spot.
I was going to say, the fact that he fell off and got into pit with those smokes down is fine, but I thought Mo spotted him. Given his body language now and the current setup, I don't think that he did. So Dexter does have a bit of an angle to spot anyone at long who wants to try and support, specifically anyone in this case that walks out. Mir from CT ramp. Faction fires in. Mo has to transfer. Smoke down again to work with, still isolating Dexter in the pit. And he's waiting for exactly that. He knows Mo's toward the car, but he wants to try and catch them off by getting elsewhere. He'll get a shot toward Mo. That only just draws the attention of the AWP. Patience from Grayhound.
Their mid-round decision-making in their match yesterday was an issue against Tyloo. And here it appears to be the same.
Oh, goes for more. Shooting gallery.
They're just giving him free kills at this point. It's not an advantageous duel for the CT to take it all, but Mo too good. No dramas.
Yeah, I think Gambit's woken up into this. They've got money on their side now.
This is the thing that we prophesized yesterday in the sense of Boot losing.
Booties.
Gambit losing to Boot just put so much pressure on whoever lost that Tyloo Grayhound game because they knew that they were going up against a much tougher opponent.
Probably the favorites in this event.
Yeah,
I would have said.
I think Gambit and Tyloo and NRG are probably
Yeah, don't discount NRG. That's correct.
probably the top three of recent form. And the only reason you may sleep on NRG would be the fact that maybe
The minor.
Yeah. And even still, I think that's a blip because they were on an upward trajectory since.
Mo's loving.
He's getting free
the
kills every
angles.
time, isn't he?
Yeah, aside from when they pushed him in mid and flashed him off. Adren, good position as well, catches out 2, and they walk out again. It is just pistols and very little to work with from Grayhound. They do have armor, so it's still good shots from the M4. Dexter gets Adren, pulls one back, but Mo's there again. Johnny on the spot. And it's 2 kills for him. Malta, CZ, picking on Doja. Just dragging it out, isn't he?
Yeah, just tapping at range. Yeah, not going to get the kill if the gun hadn't been nerfed. That may have been a frag. They need 6. If you're an Australian fan, or New Zealand fan, or Mongolian fan, or just a Greyhound fan. You don't have to be for any of those countries. 6 is the number I think they need if they want to have a stock or shot in this one. No reason that they can't grab with a pistol and tie us up at 9-9. It is Dust2, one of the most even playing fields we have in all of the CSGO realms. And have done for the better part of, I don't know, 10 years of competitive Counter-Strike or more with the AWP. Grat trained towards middle. Doesn't look like Mo wants to get too cheeky for the pick this time. The Xbox smoke will come out before Dexter goes down. So slowly making adjustments at Grayhound. And it's when they get these opening kills, it's how they address the next step is where I'm taking issues, where I'm finding concern. There's a duel right here between the potential in-game leaders of the squad, Dexter and Dozier.
Urkist peeks in both directions. Dexter, the only one to take damage as of yet in the round. 15. That's what number we're on, so it's all in.
Oh, caught that.
And that nade is all in. Massive damage. That one does all right, too, to be fair. Adren down to 51 from it. Molotov at the corner. That means they're going to lock them onto the catwalk, and Mo might get a chance to shoot. Malta's dropped in.
Did
I
he
don't
hear
even
him?
think Adren spotted it because he was looking at the wall, and
He has to know. He must have heard it.
he is looking down. Okay, I was going to say, was he flashed? Because that would take away his ears as well, right? But seemingly he does have an idea. They're going to go back through middle. This isolates the CTs, 3 of them now over toward A, putting pressure directly on Hobbit and Mir yet again to the window. Malta makes noise, but Hobbit can't get there in time, and that is a shot and a half to find Mir.
That Molotov should be used from Malta any second now to keep CT spawn at bay, but Dexter with a must-make
That's-
kill. That is a blunder.
Unbelievable. Malta has good positioning, though, towards CT. Finds the first. Adren goes down, but is back exposed with Mo on the other side of the smoke. Unfortunately for him, it's the AWP, and it is the AWP from Gratisfaction that will spot him trying to sneak back out from Firebox. 9-6. Considering Grayhound had the lead at 1 point. It slipped away, but they managed to get a few in the end to make it a contestable half.
Check out the rest of the game after the break.
The first map of our second elimination best of 3 on day 2, and it's 9-6 between Grayhound and Gambit, who have the lead. It's Dust2, and they'll swap over to the T side. Remember, the pistol went against them in the first half, so they did very well to pull back 9 rounds, but can, if they get the pistol on this, they wrap it up quite quickly.
Looks like a B play early as the bomb is in the tunnels, and as I say that, they'll wander on down to lower dark, where they will be greeted by Grat, who is very aggressive on the catwalk here. Going to find himself under a bit of pressure, landing a couple of tags, but no bullets to the dome to reward him with some headshots. Mid will be swarmed. Cat will be jumped at, and he needs to skedaddle. As elsewhere, Urcast takes a bit of damage. Looks like a Cat play to A.
Gratisfaction waits for them to walk around from the box, finds the first on to Hobbit, but not before he was able to find his teammate, Dick Stacy. And Gratisfaction, though, pistols seem to be a poise in which they take in stride on the Greyhound side. Watch for Adren looking back above the box. He's the only one left. Gratisfaction's tagged extremely low, but with 3 kills in the round, his job done. They now have the information as to where Dren is, and Malta's already anticipating that he might try and fall back, so he covers catwalk at mid. I don't think he's aware that his timing was actually as such that Dren has nowhere to go, because all he really has to do is hold that angle, but he's toward B because he thinks he may have gone further.
And that puts pressure back on Grat over towards the A ramp, just continuing to dodge, duck, and dive on 5 HP and pester Adren, while relaying the information to his teammates to rotate through. Once again, Malta going through CT spawn. Probably should be cutting off the Cat play, but this is possible now as Dexter drops to 4 HP, changes over to another Glock. More ammo to work with.
Yeah.
And from the CT spawn, Malta strikes.
Yeah, Dexter was never going to peek on that, so Malta just had to find the angle appropriately toward the end, but great play from Gratisfaction.
Yeah, just to note the way that Grat played that round, taking a duel, dropping back, taking another angle, and continuing. That's the way you want to play with an AWP as well. Obviously, the USP at this kind of range, if you're hitting the headshots, is used almost like an AWP on the pistol round, so good by him, but will be the force spike coming out from Gambit. I've got a smoke 2 flashes on Dozier, and Hobbit with a flash of his own, which will get expended very early as they want to go for a long play. It's all going to come out. Grat staying back turn so he doesn't get blinded. Does a lot of damage, doesn't get the kill. And gets caught off guard. That's very sloppy.
Super sloppy Adren as well. Gets the second end! Dexter goes down. I spent second in the round for this team. It's actually 2 for him overall, back-to-back. And look at the HP. Malta's on 18. Dick Stacy's on 6. Malta's going to try and be sneaky. It's really all he has going for him. But the bomb planted. Yeah, back out, boys. Keep the armor. Keep the kits.
Yeah, that's a rough round to lose as well, based off of just maybe miscommunication? I don't understand why Grat looked away from long with no one covering him. They must have known that players could have gotten out to the blue bin. I'm not sure how that was completely overlooked, but none of that would have been possible without Adren getting 2 huge deagle kills there.
Stupid. That's just flawless. Stupendous, I should say.
Not easy to use, especially in that kind of a flurry either, is it? But Gambit have to be happy with that. Going to chase. They're going to see if they can find the wounded. Close, but no cigar there as Adren wanted more in the round. Now, I assume the force bar will come back from Grayhound, but if you just take your memory back to about this time yesterday,
sure,
you can remember that the CT side fell apart from Grayhound because they did go for these early buys. Remember that Dexter had that amazing round with the CZ over towards Forklift at A. He picked up an AK, got a couple of kills, and then the round kind of went in their favor, but the investment meant that they were caught in this weird buy cycle, and then the game, from a similar scoreline, fell away from them. But early the scouts are going to do some damage, lots of damage actually, as tags are throughout, but the kills have fallen in the favor of Gambit, and shouldn't be too difficult for them to get the A site control as Adren leading the charge once more. Spots one at CT, but can call the coast as clear, and as his teammate comes out long, A will definitely be where the bomb ends up, picking on out, putting a bullet in the head of Grat. Another round on the board, I do believe. These are the 2 players who saved last round. Similar scenes.
Mir at the top side of mid. It is the exact same 2 players who also therefore were the ones to save their utility, the kit, the armor. Malta might want to try and do that for yet a second time. He's not going to have it quite so easy, as they already head out back towards CT, or excuse me, toward T-spawn, I should say, where he in fact is headed with his MP9. It's going to be Hobbit that'll greet him. AK at range versus MP9. I was going to say it should be Hobbit to clean up the kill, but the damage wasn't going that way initially. It is now 11-7. Or as many would say, 7-11. Speaking of, I want a slushie.
I reckon they'd have slushies here.
Definitely. Are you kidding me?
It's the type of weather for it.
It is. I was sweating profusely the other day just because of the humidity.
I was walking around at like midnight last night and I was still sweating outside, so. Doesn't cool down around here, but now the eco will be taken. 12 rounds are going to be put on the board, and this is where the problem is going to come in for that of Grayhound. I'm completely ruling them out of this round as the B-bomb side. He's going to grab control of any second. Okay. Hold. Okay. See, I should have just stuck to my guns.
Yeah, you definitely should have. It looked awkward for one kill only, but as soon as the drain got in place with the spray, it's 12-7 now.
But this is the problem, and this is the same thing that happened yesterday. They go into their first gun round under-equipped. They don't have an AWP up. I like this.
Yeah.
I do like this. I really like the fact that this is a Gambit timeout because Blade is now able to make a really, hopefully, poignant call so they don't make the same blunders that we did see from them yesterday.
Poignant. You want it to be emotionally charged.
Is that what poignant means?
Yeah, like a poignant moment, usually sad.
I thought
Leaning
poignant was
towards
like important.
I'm going to look it up because there might be multiple
probably
uses.
But the fact of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that force buy situation that Grayhound found them in again by saving guns has put them in a poor position economically. So the way that you deal with this is by having a predetermined CT maneuver or a gamble of some variety where if you do lose a bomb site or you lose a player early, you can just hold on to your guns because you lose this one, you're out of money, and that's the game done again. And we had that happen to them yesterday.
So you could use it in an indirect connotation sort of way, where in which it means sharp or pungent in taste and smell, but it actually means evoking a keen sense of sadness or regret.
Okay. I've been misusing that word for some time then.
That's all right. We've sorted it out now, Chad. You're going to make it through this. Urkist is also going to make it through this, through the smoke, through the gap that existed that Mir could not take advantage of. But Adren gets Gratisfaction back. We sit in a 3-on-3, and they back off. Great read from Doja to look through the doors. So too as Malta arrived. He expires on the spot. It's Dexter that has to rotate back from CT. M4 in hands.
So there's the exact scenario that I prophesized, and now they have no money, even though that the loss bonus is starting to build, but it's the CT side where everything costs more. You're not even going to have a CT gun round where Grat is able to buy an AWP, or you may get one at the very best. And this is all based off the fact that they thought it was a good idea to force buy behind 2 saved SMGs. I'm just very... This is free advice. Stop doing that.
Someone let them know.
Same problem cropped up yesterday, right? This is Grayhound's pick. We move on to Overpass next. And this is if they lose this, they're out. They're done. They're dusted. They got a couple extra days in Shanghai to sample the delicacies. Have some hot pot. Don't let Blair order for you, whatever you do.
Yeah, you'll absolutely die sweating profusely from the bridge of your nose as Mir already gets one from Catwalk, but Doja's been taken care of. Hobbit, by the way, just to note, after coming back from that in-game leading role, when he took that over, he's never been the same. He's also, again, at the bottom of the scoreboard. They need him to return if they want solid form. Speaking of, he does at least get Malta. Takes some damage in doing so, but it opens up the B side. It's the only kill they needed in that position, and it should now be a 14th round, making it a complete doubling score of that of the 7 rounds Grayhound have achieved. Meaning it's a matter of course you would expect the way things are going that this map, the first map, goes the way of Gambit.
It's just a shame to put yourself in a good position like Grayhound did and then getting lazy on a round or overlooking a scenario completely crumbles, Matt. It could have been a 9-9. They won the pistol.
They want nothing more right now than Mir to repeat that and a gun to go down because, well, that works too, because Gratisfaction could swing and grab it, but now they're all over him. So he falls. And you're right, they won pistol, gave it away. You're absolutely spot on in that this game could have been a much different scenario and had a much different outcome. Urkist will at least survive with armor and the M4 to carry over. I just saw it. I don't know if you have yet, Chad.
Oh,
There's
I
an
have.
auto sniper.
I love it.
What do you call that?
Dak Dak.
Dak Dak.
You ready for why?
Because it, well, I
We're about
think I
to
know.
hear it.
Yes. Dak 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 Dak.
Rusher MC, get on board. Here we go. I think it's MC doing this one.
It's MC. Here we go. Here it is. Well, we're not seeing it. We're seeing it in space. Now we're seeing it.
That's the noise it makes. Anyway, they've taken long again. Got a player out to blue bin. 2 AWPs are up. 1 in the hands of Malta, 1 in the hands of Grat. Malta is going to strike true. He's going to take down Hobbit from middle, where he is poised with the AWP. Towards back cat is Mo. He will miss. Uncharacteristic. He's hit some bangers of shots thus far. And repositioned to long, where they are granted full control. The first point of contact is Dick Stacey, who's all the way in CT spawn. But as I say, that Grat moves into a position to be a little bit more aggressive. I wouldn't recommend taking this pick. Maybe just hold your horses, little buddy. The elephant's back. I thought we took it out to be put down.
You definitely can't, man.
Are they
The amount of people that are
endangered?
hunting, well, they're protected. I don't know that they're endangered yet. And certainly don't touch those husks. Good spot from Mo. Gratisfaction took your advice and didn't take the fight. Mo certainly did. Spotted him above the box. Backpack sticking in the air. And it's now a 4-on-4. Good flash, but no reaction. Dick Stacey a little bit slow to respond. It's a problem I have too. As Urkist at least gets Doja. Bomb goes down inside of the smoke. Gap is enough, however, that Mo is able to get 1 shot back, but Malta that makes the difference. And as he walks away, still in a 1 versus 2. Yes, Mir is alive, 1 HP. He'll have to use the AWP to try and hold off the situation. Mir doesn't want to go for the bomb as of yet, and that allows Malta to get up toward Catwalk, but having not spotted him anywhere else, and a Molotov now thrown, both in his direction and on the site. That is revealed. The Molotov on the site's interesting because it would have held off the plant till well into the 4-second range, but instead it is the Molotov that kills him.
And unfortunately,
Map point.
that's probably all she wrote.
Overpass and cash if required, just to note.
Urk is able to drop an AWP over to Grat, who won't be able to get armor because he's dropped an M4 over to Urk, so they've done a little swapperoo. But unless someone steps up massively here, they have no economy, they have terrible weapons, and they're being completely and utterly out-aimed and outplayed and out-positioned. Since through the smoke, Adren tries to pop, continuing that unbridled aggression we've seen from him throughout this T half. He will die. Now the 4-on-5 is in favor. Normally teams in this scenario will opt for a mid to B play, Matthew.
Doja through the door with Mir. They combine. Dexter down. It's the beginning of the end, my friend. Well, I say that. It's a 4-on-4. Malta's got reasonable position to be outside of the tunnels. With a UMP at that range, there's certainly damage to be done. Bomb is going back over toward B as well, so everyone's going to walk through that corridor. It's going to be a straight B attack. AWP, though, from Gratisfaction, taking out the one in return of Mo, but they strike. That is actually invitation in the end, as Malta tries to spray in. It's Hobbit with 2. And there's 2 on either side remaining, but bomb will be planted, so hold your horses.
2 Molotovs, now 1. So that's going to buy them 7 seconds, even though both players were coming from dark. They weren't to know that. If Mir holds onto that Molotov, spots both players dark, never mind, he's used it anyway. It's not going to matter, they're going to be there just after that. And there is a kit on Urk, but the flashes that they have can't be used from that position to really get much done. They didn't go for Matt's advice of opening up the skybox in tunnels, but they will pop on in. Too easy for Hobbit. They're both going to fall. A very easy victory for Gambit in the end there as Grayhound lose 16-7 on their map pick. Lackluster stuff at best.
They did meet me in the middle, Chad. They opened the roof up. You just can't throw anything through it. So, thanks, Valve. Appreciate the gesture. Definitely not about me at all. But Gambits, it is about them. They've got map 1 done. As we said, we go to overpass next, cash if required. And the admin already texting his friends, telling them how amazing that game was.
We'll have the analyst desk after the break. Stay with us.